As brief relief from comedy classics, this video highlights Jim Henson's The Storyteller, a late 80s to early 90s British series in which a man, well, presumably a man, the unnecessary prosthetics make it ambiguous, played by the late John Hurt, and his dog, voiced by Brian Henson, recount European folktales, which via cutaways are performed with an ever-changing cast of people and puppets. The 90s spin-off is similar, though in ancient Greece recounting Greek myths with Michael Gambon as the new storyteller, who incidentally isn't made to wear prosthetics, adding even more confusion as to why John Hurt had to. Same dog though. How old is that dog meant to be if he's lived in these two time periods? The show's format gifts the Jim Henson Company's characteristically professional, detailed, imaginative, distinctive makeup, set design, and seamlessly controlled puppetry an extremely appropriate platform. All artistic possibilities the anthology fantasy style encourages are wholeheartedly explored. Another pleasing effect involves transmitting sections of the stories through sections of the storyteller's house. Alongside the visuals, captivation is maintained by an equally eloquent, poetic, and casually concise script, courtesy of the late director Anthony Minghella, as well as the truthful conviction and enjoyment of each storyteller's performance. John Hurt's reported love of this role is unsurprising, though it was less enjoyable for the dog, whose acting range was allegedly restricted by the script, resulting in him tragically being typecast early into his career, as he mentions in several recent interviews. Again, how is that dog still alive? The performances within each tale are enjoyable, and familiar British stars can be found, such as Jonathan Pryce, Mark Williams, Sean Bean, Miranda Richardson, Joely Richardson, everyone else with the surname Richardson. The show opened doors for that family. The atmosphere is flavoured further thanks to Rachel Portman's traditionally dynamic score and the comforting framing device rife with humorous interplay, counterbalanced by the complexity, jeopardy, or the refined darkness of the tales themselves, which are often commendably obscure and seldom adapted choices, indicating a level of thought and care that the show would lack if only the standard fairy tales were ever examined. The Greek myth spin-off offers a more sombre tone focused on tragedies such as Orpheus and Eurydice, which I think is sometimes pronounced Eurydice, but Michael Gambon pronounces it as the former, and so do I, despite the fact I'm not Michael Gambon. I'm sorry to reveal this at such a late stage, and I apologise if ever I've deceived you into believing otherwise. Even I struggle with the fact I'm not Michael Gambon, and I've known for about a year now. My adoration of fairy tales, which I gained on account of having no friends, slightly enhanced my already exhilarating viewing experience. I studied them extensively by actual choice and wrote about them in university. Not very well, but I did it. Fairy tales are among the very few areas in which I know anything, so mentally comparing the tales to alternate tellings was a satisfying yet admittedly pathetic addition. However, as the aforementioned merits imply, this show equally caters to audiences with less affection for the source material. Certain performances briefly seem slightly artificial, and certain effects seem vaguely dated, though even these elements assist in creating a fantastical, storybook atmosphere, so were possibly even intentional. The show's highly recommended, especially to fans of other Henson-related dark fantasy such as The Dark Crystal, which is one of my all-time favourite films and followed by a virtually flawless prequel series, or Labyrinth, which is also good. At time of recording, the entire series is readily available to Amazon Prime members in the UK, US, and presumably other territories. This is a relief, since a physical copy on Amazon, which only shows 9 of the 13 episodes, is £45. It begs the question, who'd pay that price? When it's available free with a Prime membership, it's more convenient to opt for a free trial and watch in that time. My DVD was bought years ago and was nowhere near that expensive. I considered selling but decided against it since they could remove the episodes from Prime, and even if they don't, as highlighted above, no one would buy a copy while it's offered with Prime membership. The show continued via a comic book series, and a Neil Gaiman created TV reboot was proposed in 2019 and will hopefully eventually materialise. The Storyteller is an immersive, calm, intense, witty, whimsical, demographically fluid masterwork that deserves widespread recognition. Thanks for watching my video on Jim Henson's The Storyteller. If I don't see you next time, I'll assume you're the immortal dog from the show, who's only recently discovered the internet, and has a lot more videos to catch up on before returning to this channel. I understand. I'm the storyteller, and my stories must be told. I have many stories, tales for both the young and old. I have many voices to describe many places. Many names have I, and many faces. That's from a totally different show, which which I hope I never do a video on because I have no idea what I'd sing at the end.